Hello, I'm in E04. I'm back playing Kerbal Space Program, and I have built this little thing. Mostly, let me start by saying I thought just been recording me build this thing. I've been speaking into the microphone, acting like an idiot, thinking I have just built this thing in front of you guys, looked over to see how much time I've got left, and it's not been recording. So, I do apologise. No idea if this is going to get me into orbit, but we've got to test the swivel engine, which I have placed here, with just one fuel tank, because I've got to be between, certain things. We also had somewhere in here, I'm pretty sure I've got to test the front pan, I've got to test these boosters. So we are going to basically test this flight, make sure we can get up into space. We're going to try and rescue these bumpers. I don't know if we are recovering parts. Like I just said, I have been building this ship, I've been explaining exactly what I've been doing, and then I turn around and it turns out, I haven't. So anyhow, yes, the command, we've got the standard parachute, then command module, then science junior with the legs, and then in here, oh no, not detach, you open this up, we've got two thermometers just in case I need to take two readings. I've got my mystery goo, and then on this back side I've got an engineering module. So that's going to display a lot more data. Probably data I shouldn't be relevant to. I've also got a few other testings, so if it's in blue, can't really test that yet because I just can't seem to get into the range where I need to fire it and at the speeds. I'm assuming I'm kind of out, and that thing scares me, so I'm waiting until we get some kind of unmanned cockpit. I may try it on the Sputnik. The Sputnik's got no head, so can't try it on that Sputnik. That might be nice to just get into space generally with a sat nav and some solar panels, but I don't have solar panels or anything along them lines. So yes, just a general engineering suite in here. This thing can also take a bit more of a pounding than this thing, so that stays at the bottom. If I have a look, it's in utilities. That thing can take 14 meters per second, whereas my science junior can only take 6, and then I've got these legs. So I'm going through this twice, so if I've missed something, if I can ever find the legs, they can take 10. So I'm actually better off landing on this bottom bit here than I am. But the legs will take, cushion of the blow. I don't mind losing the legs are relatively cheap. I'd rather lose the legs than all the science. So, yeah, deploy legs, always remember. Yeah, I feel like I've explained this twice now. 3 parachutes on here because I've got the parts spare. Other than that, I can't remember if I said anything else. I do apologise. This should get me into orbit, and we do need to go into orbit at some point. Because I need to do the Rocco Max brand decoupler in orbit. So what I am actually going to do is I'm going to remove that there, and I am going to find this Rocco Max brand decoupler. That is huge. Is that actually attached to my ship? That is absolutely huge. I hope my ship doesn't fall apart. I'm hoping to get into orbit with this thing. If I don't, then it's no loss using this, it's just going to cost me cash. Talking about cash, which I did do. Yes, save and continue. That's my science nose ship, because it's full of science. Made sense of the term. Yeah, I've upgraded this so I can take on more missions, so that's now mission up to level 2. I'm also swimming in cash, and I have no idea what to upgrade next. Administration? Well, I've got as many cables as I need at the moment. I'm normally just working on Jebediah's piloting skills. In here, we could do something. Science. Do we gain funds for science? I don't want that one. Take 5% of funds. That one might be nice. Reputation. I don't even know what reputation is for. Well, actually, I think I've just found out what reputation is for. I think it's for that there, look. Take 5% of funds, and we yelled. It would take 5% of the income. Yelled a bit more income. That's a lot of science. That's kind of cool. Recovering parts landed far away from the space center can be very costly, but I reckon we can reduce these costs by installing better transponders. Oh right, so we can recover stuff now. This is where you set that up. 5.5% is minimum vessel recovery. So that's going to cost me 190. That's going to cost me half my money to get up to 7.5%, and I don't know what the values are right now. I could do with more research. I'm going to 55. I don't know if I can afford that, but let's have a look. I'd say they were negligible. They're getting better, aren't they? So that's 30, 29. That one's 29. No? Yes, 29 again. Each one's marked 0.29 really. It's fairly linear by the looks of it, yeah. That's fairly linear. Go on, we'll go for the maximum. Can't be modified once activated, so yeah. I don't know what else reputation is going to be used for, so I'll throw a lot of my reputation into that. And we'll leave that for now. If I upgrade you... Oh, I can only have one strategy up and running anyhow. I upgrade you. So you don't do... Your research science limit. You. Orbits visible in map. Landed craft can be recovered from here as well. If I upgrade this, it's going to be kind of expensive, but does this mean this will automatically go and recover stuff? I hope so. Don't know about you guys, but my music's just cut out, so... We still got sound, it's just the music's cut out. I thought maybe I'd broken something then. And I turned up my headphones to kind of compensate for the loss of sound. A little deaf now. This is going to be the next one I want to upgrade by the looks of it. Get them, look at that. 255 parts instead of 30. And the music should cut out again. So we've upgraded the thing. We've got a thing. Yeah, I've done stuff. Yay! Let's go on with launching this because I had no idea how this is going to fare. And I really wanted to get into orbit because if it gets into orbit, I get a mission complete. I'm going to get a mission complete if I use the swivel engine full stop, as long as I'm between 17 and 24, which means I'm not going to get the swivel done. May have built this wrong. Apart from I've just kind of added in the swivel engine now, I suppose, actually. Get rid of the swivel engine and now we'll put the Terrier engine. Terrier engine works better in space. It also works better with slightly more fuel, but I'm not sure I can afford that. We'll reattach that there. I'm going to take that off and I'm going to put the swivel liquid engine there. And we'll have a decoupler as well, please. No, it's... You know, when I was building this ship, I was perfectly fine. Friggin'... Now that I've realised I wasn't recording, I'm starting to struggle to find stuff. And we'll try to recover this one. How many parts do I have left now? 2. We'll just stick 2 parachutes on it. That'll be under utilities. I want to try and recover that part. Not so bothered about this one, but this one's got all the engines on it, which cost me quite a pretty penny, really. I'm going to move them up just a little scooch. Oh, it's gone down to 2. Why everything off? There we go. So, you know, all of them engines should drain from in there. We'll move them to the top for now. Everything. So that'll fire. Don't want that swivel engine firing. That will fire. Boosters will fire. You know, I'll start draining that liquid fuel. This one in here. I've got no more parts. Spent them on them parachutes. Then we need to fire this decoupler, which is there. So we need to fire that decoupler. We need to fire that engine at the same time. So hopefully I should be in range to complete that mission. In fact, in case I'm not in range, it doesn't say it needs fuel, it just says it needs to fire. Yeah, it doesn't say it needs fuel. I just need to be in a speed limit and between them two distances. I can fire that now when I need to fire it, and hopefully the boosters in this thumper will get me into the range. Once that's out of fuel, we'll jettison that, we'll swap over to the Terrier. Hopefully we'll be on orbit, so that will trigger. This one's to fire at the same time that decoupler goes off, so I grab you in there. So they'll fire, that will decouple, and that engine will fire. Yep, that looks like this should fly. Watch it fall over on the landing pad. So, go to launch. And we've got the engineering sweetie thing on. So up in the top we should have a new hood, and on the left we should have a new hood. I'm going to have to fire this rocket quite quickly before it falls over, so... Got SAS on, hopefully that will keep us centered. I've also got caps lock on. I thought I had caps lock on. Oh, I think I did have caps lock on. So this gives me the apoapsis height and the periapsis height. Increase my thrust there, I need to get a bit higher. Oh, what was the swivel engine? 17,000. Drop that liquid fuel one. Got to get 17,000. Come on, we're at 7. So this gives me, you know, quite a lot of information that will help me hopefully achieve orbit. I honestly don't think I'm going to do it this run. I'm nearly out of liquid fuel in here. That bumper, I think I've made everything too heavy. 15, 16, come on, 17. Yes, drop you. And we'll just go for some kind of height record. That bank into the side as well. Go up to the 45. About there. You know, I'm not going to hit orbit because I need to hit at least 75 for orbit. That rocket max isn't going to get tested today. However, the Terrier is still on quite a lot of fuel. I'm just not going particularly fast. SAS has kicked in. That's nice. So you never know. I mean, I'm up to 48. Can I bring up this missions list? So we tested the swivel engine. I'm not doing that one. I'm not doing that one because I can't seem to get the speed. We've just got to get to orbit. So this is going quite good. He's between 70 and 76. So that should kick us into orbit now. So now I need to start working on the periapsis. Now, I really should wait till I actually hit. Ah, there we go. I hit instead to try and cut my engines out. My apoapsis is way too high. It's going to take me like a minute to reach it. But where is it? Test launch, parachute. Yeah, I'm technically not in orbit. So the idea is to get into kind of a low orbit and see if it'll accept it. First I have to... I'm doing an electrical charge. That's the SAS kicking in real. Leave the SAS on. I've got tons of electrical charge. I don't know why I think it's because I've got nowhere to replenish electrical charge. I know I'm stuck with fuel. You know, once I'm out of fuel, I'm out of fuel. Tough luck. Don't complain. But the electrical charge, you can recover that with solar panels, and because I've not unlocked solar panels, I'm kind of dreading it, really. So, you know, I'm well out of the range, but I've still not satisfied this orbit one. And we are fastly coming up on apopsis, so we'll just turn that straight on. See if we can hit orbit. Or at least something that this classifies as orbit. If the periapsis just has to be in a positive number for orbit, I've done it. The question is, will I actually get there? If not, I can always test it later. The damn things take years to expire. But that's not too bad. Well, I'm out of fuel and I haven't hit orbit. Got closer. Oh, my science thing's been going off. Crew reports. Yeah. Material study. Yeah. Yeah. History group. Temperature scan. Yep. Yep. I found out the antenna drains a lot of your electrical charge as well. So I won't be beaming back. When I was running around, I ran around the little space center as well in a little man-made flight pod with about 6 or 8 things attached to it. Of a temperature scan. And I had to have loads of batteries for the... Might as well disengage that. I had to have an absolute ton of batteries for the thing to activate. For the antenna to activate. Because I kept running out of electrical charge. Even with the jet engine equipped, you'd have to do a few loops to keep your electrical charge up, because it's an alternator, it actually gives you electrical charge. Few of these engines give you electrical charge, and I thought they took it away. So that's another big reason why I was panicking a little bit about electrical charge. I thought you need electrical charge to trigger each engine. As you can see, I got +1 science, but -2 reputation. Too bad, really. God knows what's going to happen when I actually land. I'm probably swimming in scientific data now. Probably going to have a few suborbital flights until kind of get orbit, I think. Just until I unlock some heavier rockets. But as you can see, the Terrier does give you a bit of a bang for your buck once you hit that orbit. Oop, just bear with me. Every single day I keep getting these unknown numbers. I want to turn the SAS on, off. Yeah, I got told air resistance will keep you central, but I'm 90% sure that's not working. You came at the very wrong time, you stupid phone call. So I've mostly kept the heat shield. I flipped. And that's me getting a voicemail. So yeah, I keep getting hounded by these guys leaving me voicemails and whatnot, and it's always PPI claims. And it's always around this time, and it's always a new number. So it's getting kind of annoying. So yeah. I've also been told I can just deploy the parachute, and that'll right me eventually. Not to be so finicky about that. No idea where I'm going to land. That's not very reassuring, is it? That's a very low orbit. Although I was kind of aiming for low. Suppose we might as well deploy landing gears. There we go. And I was right about the landing gears. You hit G to deploy them, but that retracts them like you would in an aircraft. Then you have to hit G again to deploy them. Now in a spacecraft, not particularly good, but in an aircraft, makes sense. Just kind of rearrange myself so it's a bit like I farted. Honestly, I hadn't. Just me squeaking against my leather chair a little. Not real leather. It's pseudo leather, but still. It sounds like I'm farting a lot. So something's just crashed down there. I'm starting to think maybe I have to maybe increase the money towards my administration so I can recover things, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, there was 2 parachutes on it. It should have landed by now, actually. I've got conics, so perhaps it's going crazy over there. Cover the vessel. Nothing I can do EVA-wise. So that was a pretty boring flight. Didn't quite get to test out the rocket max. I think I'll just take that off for now. 71. Look at all that science. All that lovely science. Recovery of a vessel. It's not worth a lot, but I'm still gaining science for that. Got the parachute. History goo, landing strut, surface spur. So, we've got a crew. It doesn't look like I can recover that other piece, or it has been recovered or anything. Is that a star or an asteroid? What do you guys tell me? Okay, I don't know what that is, so I don't even know where my little home planety thing is. I tried making an aircraft, and until I unlock more aerodynamics, I don't think that's going to be... Ike. Gilly. Oh, they're other planets. Oh, wow. We can just keep going to there. So, I've got plenty to do. Cabin's just one small thing. That must be part of a mission or something. I don't know. Go back to roll. So we're still trying to get into orbit. But going to R&D. Yeah, I've unlocked aviation. So I can get the wheels, obviously, to travel around. However, aerodynamics would be really nice to really start taking off. And doing some ground-based missions. Can't remember particularly where the... Yeah, that'd be nice, I think. It's kind of going to be a bit for my spaceships and a bit for my aircraft. It's a pivotal wing kind of thing. Got inline reaction wheel and inline cockpit, which I'm not fussed about. I think it's this one for the barometer, which is more science. And the hitchhiker storage container, which I thought I already had. Do I have then? Oh, I have the service spare. So that'll let me fit more in. Crash tolerance dives though. So yeah. All of this cost me 90, so heavy rocketry is where I think I need to be. The skipper will hopefully get me into orbit, and then we've got the kickback as well. I need 90 for that. Then we've got more propulsion systems, more fuel systems, half of which I don't know what they do. I mean, I've had a little bit of a play around in sandbox mode, like I said before, but didn't try everything. There's no way you can try everything. So, we're going to set up. I'm going to split this episode into 2 parts, I think. Separate you there. Now, that little terrier did me quite well when I was in space, but I would. Well, firstly, I need another decoupler there. Seeing as I also can't seem to recover parts, and I can't afford to upgrade. No, that's a service bit. I'm looking for decoupler. Why am I being so stupid about that? Yeah, I can't upgrade the areas I want to upgrade. There was literally no point having parachutes on. So that saves me 2 parts. Now, that was a swivel engine under here. I'm gonna take that swivel engine. I'm gonna take that swivel engine out. I'm actually gonna put this one in because we're still in atmosphere, so my fins can steer me for that. We have a better. I mean, that thing's just gross DSL 275. There's nothing else that comes close to that. Even the ISP, which I assume is brilliant, nowhere close. I'd like a bigger thrust to weight ratio. That will kick in. They should be down here. As you can see, the thrust to weight ratio to begin with is quite low, but the middle one, which should be high, really does kick in. Can I just... Oops. Can I do that? Ah. So the thumper's just to get me off the ground, and then they'll get me into space. Hopefully. How many parts do I have left? 2 more parts, so I could stick more fuel in. Stick one there, and I'd like this one to have a bit more fuel. Like so. So, boosters and thumper, couples and the reliance will kick in, decouples and the terrier kicks in, decouples and I'm on my way home. And is it me or am I hitting less delta V? I've got a lot more thrust to weight. So, there's one long ship, but I need to get into space on this one. I need to get into orbit. But as a minimum, I need to get into orbit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch this one, and this is going to be a 2-parter episode, but I'm going to launch this ship and we'll see if we can get into orbit. If I can't, then it'll only be 1 part. If I can, then landing will be in the next episode. I'll probably launch another ship as well. So launch, get the SAS on, get my thrust up to maximum. The thumper is used to get my speed up to the maximum, which at this... Whoa! That is some wobble. Get the boosted thrust down. There's some wobble. Just a bit of correction from me there. Right, so that can go. So now we're on to engines I can control. So that initial booster was trying to get me up to 300 meters per second as quickly as possible, which I probably hit. Wow, that is... I don't like long rockets, I've decided. That is some major wobble. Coming up to 10,000, we're nearly running out of liquid fuel. These last engines, we can probably safely get up to about 600 meters. And I'm going to start Bank East. Yeah, they're kapunked. So they can go, and we're down to the terrier. Come on, terrier. I mean, if you have a look at my apoapsis, I'm shooting. Right, so we want to be hitting that 45-degree angle there. And once that apoapsis goes above 75, we'll cut the engine with X this time instead of Z. Because I learn honest. Still got tons of fuel left in this Terrier, so we'll cut the engine. And that will sail me just above 75. Wow. Or maybe not. There we go. Just give it a bit more of a push. And then while we wait, might as well try to level her out. So a bit of a shaky start. That was kind of good fun actually. The SAS will be kicking in. I should have cleared the atmosphere. So going like this, you know, I've not got any wind resistance. But maybe before straightening her out in the future, I might wait till I actually cleared the atmosphere. Says, well, I get above the 70,000 mark. That seems to be the last of the atmosphere. So that might be something to consider. That might be slowing me down somewhat. Right, so we're coming up to the apoapsis. And I think we may just about hit orbit. If we do, it's going to be a two-parter. I hope we do. I hope we land somewhere interesting as well, rather than keep hitting water, just so I can do some reporting. Although thinking about it, I probably won't have things to report. Didn't even keep an eye on my experiments. I've probably got a lot of upper atmosphere experiments to be doing. Oh, we hit apoapsis and I wasn't paying attention. So we'll pull this back a bit, just so we keep the length of apoapsis quite high. Go for about there. I'm not putting all my thrust into the periapsis, which is what would be ideal here, but I need to keep that apoapsis higher. Because if that block drops below 75, then I'm going to have to correct my periapsis orbit to compensate. Obviously they'll swap around. We'll use the trackball here. I'll try and track my journey here. So that's still at 75. I'm going to have to keep trying to hit space rather than... I'm telling it to basically face into space, hopefully. And I don't think we're going to hit space. I don't even think we're going to hit anywhere interesting. Yeah, I can't even counteract the gravity now. Let's just get distance then. Go back to this view. I've still got a lot of fuel left in this Terrier. Oh, hang on. Apoapsis is going back up. But, you know, I'm still, like, losing. I'm going to decouple, or not. Or not. So, I have a rocket up my bum. This is going to be interesting. Because that thing still had a lot of fuel left in it. I should have turned the engine off to begin with. Oh, so... yeah, I've got a rocket up my bum. Let's see if I can at least turn in the right direction. Just hold it there. If that thing starts, if I start bending up on re-entry, I mean, look, yeah, we're going to start bending up on re-entry. I may lose Jeb. Or maybe I will start bending up on re-entry. What is going on here? I'm gaining height. Am I going to have like a second suborbit? Nah, nowhere near as high. There we go. Oh, thank God for that. Oh, I'm glad you held on to the end now, aren't you? Oh, what an idiot. Yeah, Jesus. So, yes. It's too dark. I can't see where I'm going to be landing. I mean, what do you expect from space? I'm No, I'm still rising. No engines, and I'm still going up. Right, that's going to be at least a 45 degree. Oh, let's get to the blues on the left. Makes slightly more sense to me. So, that's going to be about where I should end up. Also, next time I hit orbit, I've got to hit EVA to see what the error message says. Turn off HUD 2 if biome was on this side. Because that's all that really interests me with this. Well, I mean, I've got a ton of orbit data in here and a ton of surface data in here. Have I started re-entering the planet? Am I? Right, turn that off. No, turn that back on. I don't get myself there. Right, that might be safe to turn off now. Nope. Is that on? I must be like heavy in one direction or something. So, I've got to manually keep that. Well, manually. Computer's doing half the work for me, but fairly manual. And I'm still above water. I need to land on land one day. I'm wondering how easy it would be to salvage an engine to try and hover at the rate I'm falling. So deploy parachute, turn that off. How did we do on a... Oh, don't tell me you've crashed. Oh, thank God for that. Oh wow, nearly used up all my electric charge this flight. I want to start looking at taking a battery with me, but that was cool. Hello, moon. Not that far away from. I wonder if I can barrel roll to it. Western to... Oh, landing gears. Because even though we're hitting water, they'll absorb some of the impacts. At least I hope that's how the physics engine. You know, these take the brunt of the impact. And then this takes whatever's left. Okay, if the arms break off, I want to have the thermometers and one. Although I've got a shield there, I wonder how much damage that can take. And recover the vessel. So, thank you for joining me. This has been Kerbal Space Program. That's been one hell of an interesting flight. Ta-ra.